Okay, looks like we're all set up, ready to go for round 8 of Velocity Racing League's Australian Touring Car Championship. With Carl Fando on the pole position for race 15 of the series. We've had few technical issues coming on tonight, so weren't able to bring you the dash. I may well just post a replay of that tomorrow, because it was a hell of a race. It was our best dash yet, for sure. And it was the last one of the season. Here for the second last round of the season at Oran Park, with, as I mentioned, Carl Fando on the front row alongside Riley Smith. So Dennis Cluner still leads the championship. He starts out of position 3, and then it's Nick Mello who sits 4th in the championship and 4th on the grid today. There's about a minute 20 to go until race start here. There's a look at our grid for today. Pretty sizable. And the Holdens on the front row, one of each make, and then a VK Commodore on the second row as well, alongside a Nissan Skyline. Alex McEwen and Sam Sargason 5th and 6th, followed by Jack Callister and then Paddy Donnelly, Will Lambeth, and that is Nash Murdock. And special mention, 100 VRL race starts for Nick Mello, as you can see there on the side of that car, with 28 race wins for that. In between the two Oran Park logos of the Dash contenders as we get ready for a start. That's a jump start for Nash Murdock. Straight away he moves to the inside, and we'll have to take a tour of the pit lane. In the meantime, it's Riley Smith pulling ahead of Carl Fando, and the Skyline swoops around the outside as well, and he's gone too far wide and out into the gravel. Dennis Cluner is out into the gravel, the championship leader, along with Will Lambeth, and Ricky Satria is out there as well, and so is Janos Molnar. So a fair few cars involved. I think there might have been some contact and goings on further back, but we are back under safety car conditions. So I believe Nash did jump the start. It'll be alright, it'll go to the back anyway. So as I mentioned, Nash Murdock did jump the start. Riley Smith has got the lead of the race. It's Carl Fando and Nick Mello, Alex McEwen, Nash Murdock. But you can count him out of the equation. Paddy Donnelly, and then Jack Callister, Sam Sargason, Jack Meredith, Lee Childs, Ronald Williams, Phil Fergs, Adana McKeague, Vince Mangan, Mike Crick, Dennis Cluner in 16th. As we see Nash take his drive-through penalty, he'll go straight to the back of the field. And there's a couple of others as well, actually. So Lee Childs and no, it's Mike Crick, who have also toured the pit lane. So it may well be a case of someone going before the start. and everyone just being reactive to those around them. I'd suggest we'd have one more lap. And caught up to the field. Riley Smith is getting eager. A little bit of a hurry up. Tries to keep everything as warm as he can. He's pulling away a little bit of a gap from Carl Fando, actually. And confirmation there. Safety car will be in this lap. Safety car's coming in and Riley Smith will have control of the field. Carl Fando is tucked in behind him, and even closer is Nick Mello. Alex McEwen 4th and Paddy Donnelly sitting there in 5th, and suddenly the tables have turned in terms of the championship, with Donnelly 5th and Cicluna 13th. Ready to restart. There's a car off. Jack Callister's gone off. And he's in the infield trying to rejoin the circuit, and he'll be at the back of the field. Donnelly's already gotten past McEwen, and Mello is sliding around trying to find his way past his fellow VK Commodore Carl Fando. So apart from that issue for Jack Callister, everyone's gotten away cleanly. And Nash Murdock's already making his way back through the field. 14th he sits at the moment. But Carl Fando is pressuring Riley Smith. Paddy Donnelly looking around the outside of Nick Mello. He's got the power in the VL, but can't find a way past as of yet. Mello's right up, rubbing bumpers with Carl Fando, who's dropped off from Riley Smith and that down that main straight. now he can catch up through the twisty bits. But it's more difficult to overtake, of course. And the ball's very much in Riley Smith's court as he can pull away down the main straight here. We're coming up to the last corner now. And of course, he's just got the lead. Ronald Williams is around, and that is coming towards the final corner. He gets going again in 18th position. So the field's still very bunched up, and if you have a mistake, you're going right near the back. Jack Callister's in 16th after his earlier incident. Nash Murdock is past Jack Meredith in 11th now. Lee Child's 15th. And Mike Crick looks to be out of the race, unfortunately. So he's not circulating. We'll keep watching this battle for the lead, which is, there's about 5 cars in it. Alex McEwen's tacking onto the back of Paddy Donnelly, who's 6/10 from Nick Mello. And away goes Riley Smith. You can see how much power he's got down the main straight. Alex McEwen's put in the fast slap of the race. Fando looks around the outside. Can't make it work there. Has a little look at turn 3. Nash Murdock and Jack Meredith and Will Lambeth are all going down the field. They've all gone off in the same part of the track. And Meredith's well out deep, actually. Trying to get going again. Fando looks closer than ever before. Daniel Cicluna's up into 7th. Just quietly, so he's cutting his way through the field. He's got Sam Sargason ahead of him, and in a couple of positions' time, he'll have Paddy Donnelly there. Now Sargason's actually going for a move. He's side by side with Alex McEwen, down into the 3rd corner, and now up towards the bridge. Meanwhile, Riley's still under pressure. So Sargason pulled off the move on Alex McEwen, is now challenging Paddy Donnelly, which will be music to the ears of Daniel Cicluna. Cicluna's already picked up 4 points tonight. Coming 3rd in the dash. Carl Fando, he's got to run. He's looking to the inside. Can't make it work. A little bit of opposite lock applied. And Nick Mello is right there as well. So three-way battle for the lead. And Paddy Donnelly isn't too far behind. Over Nick Mello's shoulder as he moves up through the dog leg. There's a little bit of traffic in front which could make things a bit more interesting. Meanwhile, Cicluna's past Sagason, so it's a margin of 59 points going into this round. And it's being diminished very quickly. Oh, it's being expanded. It's not going anywhere. That was stupid comment. The advantage that Donnelly had by being much further in front of Cicluna in this race is diminishing. That's what I meant to say. There you are. Still only 100 points for a race win. And 200 points on offer at Bathurst next week, which is the final round, which could turn everything on its head. They're coming up to Vince Mangian in front. Look at how close they are, these three cars. They're following so close over the dogleg and down towards that last corner. Fando's been forced to defend from Mello and does so successfully. Mello had a peek at the inside and thought better of it. Riley Smith still holding off these two. They're halfway through, and it's been a race-long battle. Jack Meredith is out of the race. So 19 cars now on track. Which, if it's one less car for these guys to pass, then it's going to make it a bit easier. Alex had contact with Paddy, which dropped them back to Sagason. There you are. So that was... Do I have a timestamp on that? Anyway. So that was a while back. Sorry, Scott. Just noticed that. Actually, just an update on Sam Sagason. His name's gone red and he's dropped behind Cicluna now. So Cicluna up to 6th. Meanwhile, you can't take your eyes from this battle. Nick Mello's put it out in the grass, leading onto the bridge. He'd almost put it into the side of the bridge, and he's now dropped a bit of time. Managed to recover, but dropping time. .2 seconds, Paddy Donnelly to Nick Mello. It's getting closer for sure. And Alex McEwen is right there looking for a pass as well. as they work their way around BMW or Stria, who's... Oh, he's nearly gone into the back of Nick Mello. So he must have outbroken himself and just gone straight on and was nearly in the back of Nick Mello, but managed to avoid him. Meanwhile, McEwen and Donnelly are fighting. This is over 4th position. Up and onto the bridge. It's Donnelly's got the inside line. But even so, Alex McEwen could just drive around the outside. Still going. A bit more of a braking event this one. But McEwen will take the position. 4th place with Cicluna watching there in the background. Waiting to pounce on his championship rival. Here we go, Calfando. He had a slight overlap going into the final corner. And now Mello's going to drive it all the way around the outside. And he's got it. Side by side down the main straight, but Nick Mello's got the position. Up into 2nd, and now he's going to have a go at the lead. Oh, Riley Smith was all out of shape coming into that corner. And now Mello is right there. In his 99th race. Can he take his 29th win? Bit of a bump. Doesn't go through. Decides not to. To play it a bit cleaner. Turning into a 4-way battle for the lead. As Alex McEwen rocks up on the back of him. And Riley Smith still holds it. He's led every lap since the 2nd corner of the race. And now he's holding on from 5 cars. It's going to be 6 shortly once Cicluna catches up. And watch at the back as well, because it could have championship implications if Cicluna gets past Donnelly here. Over the bridge, look at this pack. Mello's trying to force the issue. He gets down the inside, rubs doors. Fando's there as well, looking to the outside, and Alex McEwen is looking on Fando as well. Riley Smith is going to streak away, but Carl Fando's now looking on Nick Mello into the 1st corner. He's going to get 2nd position back. Mello's all out of shape. He's going as hard as he can into the 2nd corner and will hold 2nd. But can't get past Riley Smith yet. Paddy Donnelly's making a move on Alex McEwen down the inside at turn 3. A little bit of a bump up to 4. But McEwen is going to hold on. Slight tap. Has he got it? I think Nick Mello might have finally gotten it. He has. Riley Smith is demoted to 2nd, now 3rd position. He's on the inside of Carl Fando. Giving him enough room. So Nick Mello now leads the race. Smith is still going to force the issue with Fando through the last corner. And he's got 2nd back. One more position to go. Donnelly to the outside of McEwen. He streaks past. McEwen's got the inside line and he's going to get the position back. Cicluna on the back of the train as well. So Nick Mello now leads. From Riley Smith, Carl Fando, Alex McEwen, Paddy Donnelly, Dennis Cicluna, and then 7 seconds back is Sam Sargason, followed by Nash Murdock, who jumped the start, remember, he's coming from the drive-through penalty. Fando's out wide, he's out very wide, he's going to try and hold on to it. He's managed to hold on to it, and he could come out with 3rd position. No, he doesn't. Alex McEwen in the Volvo. Up to 3rd, Riley Smith's on the back of Nick Mello once more. He can get enough of a run, and he can let that VO power take him to the lead. Can't do so. Mike Crick is back in the race. He's 3 laps behind Butler, but he is back and he may end up with points. Riley Smith all out of control into the second corner and checked up Alex McEwen there. He's got Carl Fando nipping at his heels. Looks to the outside. Could switch it back. And Nick Mello's starting to pull the gap 1.8 seconds. With the train forming behind Riley Smith again. McEwen absolutely desperate. Fando to the inside of McEwen, make contact. And is Fando through? Not quite. Donnelly's there as well. Looking down the inside, they're 3 abreast. And Cicluna's coming through the middle as well. Carl Fando's been absolutely left for dead. And so is McEwen. Cicluna's off. Cicluna's gone out into the grass and he is off the road, and Paddy Donnelly, I think, was caught up in that ever so slightly as well. He's dropped to 5th place, gets past McEwen again, and looking at Fando, but McEwen's not going to give it up. He's on the outside. Donnelly's got the inside for the next couple of corners, or not anymore because McEwen's pulled enough away from him that that doesn't matter anymore. There's no overlap. Now Cicluna's under pressure from Sargason further behind. 0.3 seconds between them. Donnelly needs to catch back up and try and take at least another position. Only 2 to go. And we're not far off the end of this championship season, so Paddy Donnelly wants a chance. And he needs to get past, at the very least, Alex McEwen. probably Calfando as well. They're lower powered cars, but the VLs are notoriously horrible on tyre wear. And could have some serious problems. Calfando's back behind Riley Smith, except it's for second place this time after Nick Mello passed them both. And looks to the inside, but he's lost the car a bit. Lost control of it, you could hear it. Revving. Over revving. One to go as Donnelly looks past McEwen down into the first corner. Under brakes, forces McEwen out wide to the outside. And they're going to be side by side on the exit. Now McEwen's got the inside for the next sequence of corners. And he's going to try and bump his way past. Donnelly's got the pure power. And on the last lap, they're still side by side. All the way through the first sector and almost the whole of the second. They're still going. And Donnelly's still got the inside line. Oh, he bumps into Alex McEwen and McEwen is off. Sargason's passed. And Cicluna is past McEwen as well. So Donnelly's gone from a chance at fourth, and Cicluna a couple of positions back, to fifth with Cicluna just behind him. Meanwhile, Nick Mello has won the race. He takes, at his 99th start, his 29th race win in VRL. Riley Smith comes home in second. Hard fought, he spent the entire time defending, basically. 5 seconds was the margin in the end, and Calfando fought hard for third. Sargason manages to luck into fourth, with Donnelly and Cicluna, our championship protagonists, 5th and 6th. Then Alex McEwen, who was caught up in that last lap incident, followed by Nash Murdock, Jack Callister, Phil Fergs, Will Lambeth, then Janos Molnar, Ronald Williams, Adana McKee, Lee Childs, Adam Betts, Ricky Satria, Vince Mangin, Ricky Butler, and then Mike Crick. DNF from Jack Meredith. So, pretty brilliant race that one. Guess what, there's a reverse grid coming up next, which should be even better. So, as Nick Mello celebrates, we'll say farewell for now, and we'll catch you in about 5 minutes or so for race 2. Welcome to something a little odd. It's an almost empty Oran Park grid as everyone joins in. On the front row is Mike Crick and Ricky Butler. And then Vince Mangan behind there. And in fourth is Ricky Satria. So, that's a pretty fun race, first one. The cars seem really quite, fairly balanced, apart from maybe the VL streaking ahead of everyone. But everyone seems to have a good shot in a bunch of different cars, so that's what's producing this good racing, and we'll see how long some people can hold it. If people can defend like Riley Smith did, then we'll see how long some can hold as everyone works their way back through the field towards the front. Right, we have gone, I think this is our 7th consecutive race with the safety car, something like that, on the first corner. So oh, my mistake. Okay, so Nick Bello. You know how I said the 99th start? That's because I must have misunderstood him earlier. This is his 101st, so he won on his 100th start, which is pretty neat. Nick Mello, of course, he starts at the back now. There he is back there. With our safety cars, there's Riley Smith and Carl Fando. And our 2 championship protagonists, Cicluna on the inside, Donnelly on the outside. They will start side by side with one another for race 16 of the championship, which gets underway in about a minute. Here we go, race start time. So Mike Crick is going to be on the inside, the first corner, with Butler on his outside. Away. Crick got a very good start. And he'll lead by a few car lengths going into the first corner with 3 abreast further back. And straight off is Ricky Butler, out into the weeds. And there's a bunch of cars off the road down there as well, but they all seem to have gotten through in one piece, apart from, is that Carl Fando? Carl Fando gone straight into the wall just underneath the bridge. Nash Murdock is battling with Betts, and Williams is forcing his way past Lee Childs as well. Jack Callister as well. Just trying to get past Lee Child. So your order as they come through the top of the course is Mike Crick from Nash Murdock, and then Betts, Williams, Childs, Callister, Donnelly, Ferg, Smith, McEwen. Donnelly up to 7th with Cicluna in 13th. Early positions, does Donnelly. I thought before things get too difficult with that VL tyre wear. And he's looking past Lee Child, up into 6th place. Hasn't got the move done, actually. Childs is just going to go around the outside. And there we are, so Donnelly's passed now. With Riley Smith in the mirrors. Here's Betts and Williams. Williams is working his way up, he's up in a 3rd. And Nash Murdock is now challenging for the lead of the race, and he gets up the inside. And it's Toyota 1-2. With Murdock now ahead of Crick. Ronald Williams is on the hunt, having gotten past Alex Betts. Sorry, Adam Betts. I don't know why I said Alex. Mello there, Sargason, McEwen, Cicluna. 8th to 11th. As Donnelly is going to get 2 in 1 here. He's past Callister, who's looking past Betts. And Donnelly's got them both. Not done with yet is Jack Callister. He's around the outside. And we've seen if people can hold it around the outside of the 2nd corner, they can have a chance into here. They switch to the inside. On board with Ronald Williams, 1.9 seconds. Back to Mike Crick. Nash Murdock's found himself in a good spot at the moment. Out leading, 2.6 seconds. He's got a fair bit of a buffer to the barrage of oncoming top tier drivers, including Paddy Donnelly, who we see in the rearview mirror of Ronald Williams. 1:13.325 for Murdock. The gearbox is screaming out, isn't it, as Donnelly looks up the inside. He's gonna get the move done. But this is what I'm talking about. Ronald Williams can hold an overlap and have another go at turn 3 and again at turn 4, coming onto the bridge. And he bumps Donnelly out of the way, which gives Riley Smith the advantage. And Smith up into 4th. Donnelly now 5th with Callister and Mello behind. Cicluna sits 11th. Here's Mello up the inside of Callister. Those two are in a championship battle as well, actually, over 3rd place. And I imagine Mello would be leading that now, having won the last race. Smith knocks on the door of Ronald Williams, who's still holding firm in 3rd place. Now here's the opportunity for Riley Smith down the main straight, and he's got it done through the 1st corner. Oh, Williams is out wide and spun off. We've seen a fair few drivers do that. Just run a little bit wide coming out of the 1st corner and trying to slow it down. Gets out onto the grass and into the gravel trap at the end as well. So 15th place for Ronald Williams at the moment. With Mello now looking past Callister, and he's got it done. Sargason is there. He's more than there. He's well up the inside. Slight bit of contact with Jack Callister, but they're both out cleanly, and Alex McEwen is knocking on the door, and knocking on the door of his car in 8th place. He's down in Cicluna in 9th. With Will Lambeth not far behind either. Oh, that's Sargason well out into the gravel. So he'll lose a few positions. Up down into 11th. Carl Fando's in 12th, so he's working his way back up. And Riley Smith is now past Mike Crick. And Paddy Donnelly won't be long until he gets him as well. Lap 6 of 23. Here's Nick Mello. 5th place he sits at the moment. 4/10 to Paddy Donnelly. As they're starting to collect up behind Mike Crick here, who's not letting him past in the slightest. He's certainly putting up a fight. Last corner now, and I think the VRL would run away with it. And the VK might follow him through. There goes the VRL. But Nick Mello can't yet. Goes for a dive at the second corner. Crick can hold on. Which he does. In fact, he leads into the third corner. A little bit of a bump from Nick Mello behind. And Mello's through. Callister now looking. And he gets through. So Crick's on the outside here and can't find a place to slot back in. So McEwen's now looking as well, with Cicluna hassling him too. There's Jack Callister on the back of Nick Mello. The tables have shifted slightly. Will Lambeth doing well in the 8th place. He's 2.6 seconds from Cicluna, and Sargason's only a second behind. He's got his own problems fighting off Carl Fando, who's now back in the top 10. Oh, Will Lambeth has gone straight on, and Sargason's in the grass as well, so both of them battling hard, and both of them went straight off the track at the first corner. Williams and Betts have done the same, so it's quite a graveyard that first corner. 11th and 12th for Lambeth and Sargason on the back of Phil Fergs, with Williams and Betts now sitting 15th and 16th, and they've come out with one another as well. There's now the train starting to form behind Nick Mello. It's 4.5 seconds from Nash Murdock to Riley Smith. That is a gap that has not decreased, I don't believe. It's Nash Murdock very much on his own, and Mike Crick's still holding in ninth. But Fergs is there. And he's very close behind, looking for a move on the outside. Lee Child's had an incident. Oh, and he's actually out of the race. Keep an eye on the battle for 4th, but right now we're fixated on this very tight battle for 9th, with 4 cars in the mix. So Gason sticks his skyline up the inside of Fergs and gets past down the main straight. Now looking to the outside of Mike Crick if he can get 2 positions in quick succession here, which he does, and Fergs is looking around the outside. Is he in the grass? He is. Manages to hold on to it though, and stays in 10th position. Well, actually picks up the position, so in 10th now, with Will Lambeth looking behind. There was a BMW that emerged from behind the tyre barrier there, so I'm not too sure what's going on there with... Betts and Williams have both gone off. I think it was Ricky Butler. And I also noticed no Jack Meredith on my screen again. On board with the Volvo of Alex McEwen. Looks to the inside. Does he have enough of an exit? I think he found himself in the back of Jack Callister there. Or his car at least. Looks to the inside. Big lock-up on that inside front. And as I don't think he's got it done yet. Too slow and awkward for a switchback that corner. So he has to try and drive it around the outside. Callister's still holding on there. And McEwen is past. Up into 5th. Now Cicluna in 7th. Where does Donnelly sit? 2nd. So... By the way, 7.6 seconds. Riley Smith has dropped down a bit. He's now in 4th. So I think he's gone off somewhere. Oh, Callister off-road and straight into the barrier. I think there's a bit of damage to that car. Looks to be driving in a straight line at the very least. So... found himself wide coming out of the dogleg and just hit the grass and went straight. No runoff at that last corner, of course. So 7 seconds now between Murdock and Donnelly, and Murdock is streaking away with this race. It's been a while since Nash Murdock's won a race. I remember back to maybe Toyota 86s. A bit of a slide for Donnelly. Mello to the outside. He's not going to have the exit he desires. Riley Smith was on the inside of the track. Here's McEwen and Smith. Still can't quite get the move done. With Scicluna now looking to the inside. Looks like he can cut across the dog leg a fair bit without getting in too much trouble. Scicluna to the outside, can't make it. There's this big pack of cars. Once again, they're forming behind Riley Smith, as well as Paddy Donnelly. And then a little bit further behind is Jack Callister, who's under pressure from Carl Fando. Around the last corner for the 16th time, or 15th even. In the background, Fando's past Callister at turn 2, and he's up into 7th. Meanwhile, the battle stretches on. They've been battling all night. 6 or so. It's just you don't have Sagason in on the fight. Nor Carl Fando, he's not quite there yet, 2 seconds off the back of Scicluna. Alex McEwen looks to get so close in that middle sector, but can't do much about it getting onto the main straight. McEwen makes the decision to go to the inside nice and early. And Scicluna wait challenging for the place. Donnelly in second. So if things stay like this, Donnelly will be the winner for tonight amongst those two, and it'll be a closer fight going into Bathurst. Probably, I would say, about 30-point gap or so. Oh, there's a car off. That's Vince Manchin, and he was right in front of Paddy Donnelly, and I thought they was going to take out the second place man. But looks to be no harm out of that. Manchin gets going again. between Riley Smith and Nick Mello is closing now. And the gap between Nash Murdock and Paddy Donnelly is also closing. It's down to 5 seconds. It's probably too much to overcome in the next 5 laps, but seems the VLs are finding something. McEwen still battling hard as ever to get past the Pepsi Max car. Oh, big slide. Moves to the inside of the track and basically stops on the apex trying to hold Alex McEwen off, who gives him a rub all the way around the last corner but can't get past. Secluna's there as well, 4/10. Mello's now closer than ever to Paddy Donnelly down the main straight, but he's going to pull away a bit. Still holding on to second. Still very tense. Stake for any of these 6 could drop him back a fair number of positions. Stakes only get higher as you go up the field. Mello fighting with the car as he comes over the bridge. Now look who's joined the party, Calfando is there. And if he's got enough pace, he could be on for a couple more positions here. Secluna looks to the outside of McEwen. Bad news for Paddy Donnelly, Secluna's up into 5th. And McEwen's dropped the place. Now he's got his sights set on Riley Smith. It's only a lap and a half to go. All things going well, Paddy Donnelly looks to be a lock for second position. But Nash Murdock still holds the lead, 6.2 seconds out in front. Although things get pretty desperate on the last lap, so Mello could be on for second place. Is that a good round? One to go. Nash Murdock leads it to the second corner. 6 seconds from Paddy Donnelly, Nick Mello, then Riley Smith, Daniel Secluna, Alex McEwen, Carl Fando, Jack Callister. And then Sam Sargason is a few seconds further back. Mello's so much closer. Only 3/10 between them. Donnelly second, Cicluna fifth. Top of the course, last time. Mello's right there, could be on for a last corner dive. There's a car stopped on the outside, which is going to make it more tricky. Oh, but he's going all the way around the outside. He's going to try and make it work. He can't do it. Nash Murdock wins the race. Paddy Donnelly from Nick Mello. Then Riley Smith and Daniel Cicluna, Alex McEwen in 6th and Carl Fando in 7th. Jack Callister in 8th. But Nash Murdock, it's not his first win. He's won a couple, but it's his first in a long time. And he can show off with his purple smoke. Well, I haven't got the championship standings after this race in front of me at the moment, but I can tell you it's very close between Paddy Donnelly and Dennis Cicluna, especially considering that there is double points on offer for the one race next week at Bathurst, which is a 200-kilometre event, about an hour and a half long race. You won't want to miss that. So, well done to Nash Murdock and Nick Mello, our race winners tonight. We'll see you in 1 week's time at Mount Panorama Bathurst for the last race of the season. See you then.